Hey folks, welcome back to the Portable Gamer, welcome back to Farming Simulator 2017, and welcome back to Thornbrook Farm. So, we are in, this is field 3. Look at this thing. It's a monster. You can't even see it all in the mini-map. It won't all fit in the mini-map. That is a big field. And we've got our 4 meter, well, really like 3.7 meter plow going. I don't know. We talk about realism a lot, and I don't know nothing about real farming. You know, I know a little bit. Just make sure this is going. Yeah. Who's driving this thing? Is it Monica? It is Monica. Oh, I guessed right. Okay. Monica. Continued success. Doing great. Yeah, we got our offset going. Fantastic. It's on the right side. Perfect. You know, I don't know nothing about real farming. Or maybe I know a little. But, you know, this video will run maybe 30 minutes, and then this will take probably 2 or 3 hours in real time. And I may do other things on the farm. I may, you know, it would not be the first time I've let the game run and gone, you know, I'll go run errands or go have a sandwich or something. Because this is a gigantic field. But, you know, our time scale is so, I don't want to say distorted, but our time scale is so different on Farm Sim because it's a video game, you know? And I think, like, we don't want to spend a full year finishing one season on a map. We can finish a season in, I mean, if you really bump it up and skip through the nights, you can play a full season in, what, a few weeks with seasons? With Seasons mod, you know what I mean? But in real life, you've got a full year to do this. And I understand things get kind of hectic in the spring on a farm, and kind of hectic in the summer. Not summer, fall. They get hectic in the spring, they get hectic in the fall. I'm not trying to make you sick there. Motion sickness with the hills are alive. I just wanted you to see this whole field. Things are hectic in the spring. They're hectic during harvest in the autumn. But during the summertime, you know, not a whole lot going on. So time is different on farms, I guess, or the way time is used. So the idea that you might spend a full day, like could you do this field in real life? Could you plow this field in a 10-hour day with a 3-meter plow? Maybe you could, you know? And so at that point, we don't need like a 15-meter subsoiler to do this field in a few minutes. We're trying to play realistically. So I don't know. I don't know if 3.6-meter plow is too small for this field, and in real life you would rent one or contract with somebody to come and take care of that for you. I don't know. But I know we're trying to play realistically, so we're going with that 3.7 meter plus. It's just the one we own, you know. And like always, when we started with our regular 2 million pounds, we're down to 246,000 pounds, and as always, we don't have a combine harvester. So that is one thing that is going on. How's everybody doing? It is Monday for me. You'll see this on Tuesday. And I was thinking about that yesterday because I say that every episode. I say, you know, whatever, Saturday for me, but Monday for you, or Monday for me, but Tuesday for you. And I was thinking about that. And then I had this, I was really tired yesterday. It was a long day, but I was thinking about that. And I thought, that means I'm from the future. I mean, only by like one day, you know, that's not what you want to hear. If somebody's like, I am from the future. And you're like, are you from the year 2500? And they're like, no, man, I'm from like next Wednesday. Oh, well, that's ridiculous. Anyway, I guess what I'm saying is I saw my Monday before you saw your Monday, but I really didn't, because it's Monday for you too, wherever you are. It was one of those thoughts like, you know, oh, I've invented the paperclip, and then you're like, oh no, I just twisted up a little piece of metal. I didn't invent anything. Somebody already invented the paperclip. You know what I'm saying. Anyway, Monday for me, Tuesday for you. The day's going good so far, but it's early, so there's plenty of time for it to go terribly wrong, as it sometimes does. Could also go right. You never know. I can tell you that we've switched some things around, and that hot spot that we get right about here, going past the farm, that hotspot is not as hot as it has been. So I think, you know, there's like a tipping point I find in gaming when you get down around 30 FPS. And I feel like, you know, 60 is always the goal. Everybody's goal is to be at 60. And I know some people say like, oh, you know, 120 for me. Well, this seems wrong. Huh. Okay. I'm going to get close and see if this is just a texture error and these tighten up when we get closer. But as of right now, looks like our course play is putting a little gap in between our rows. I certainly hope not. That would be kind of wasteful. Although, I mean, we could always just... Yeah, that seems like it could be better. All right, let's go down here. You know what? We got another 3 weeks on FS17. I might just leave it. You know what? I'm the kind of farmer that likes to leave a little breathing room between his rows. You know, don't want to get those crops crowded in there too close. Got to have a little elbow room. What the hell? All right, let's take a look at let's take a look at this and see what the problem is. I didn't even check this before I sent it on its way. That'll teach me. There you go. Alright. So what is the deal there? What is our width is 14.5. Oh, and it's a 12-meter tool. Okay. Well, we'll I don't know. I don't know. I'll either fix that off camera or yeah. You know, I'm so meticulous when I get that plow going because you need to compensate for the offset, and I want everything to be just so. I want it to be so pretty and so perfect, and then this thing, I seriously didn't even check the width before I sent it on its way. Okay. Well, you know what? I'll like I said, I'll fix it off camera. We'll do it live, except we won't do it live. All right. That is step 2, making sure that thing's going all right. Man, seriously, I love this sim. I love it. But I'm seriously waiting for it to bump up to FS19. Now that's not, like, that gap right there, that has nothing to do with the game. That's entirely my fault. But it's still one of those things, like, what else you got for me, game? Right, so we're going to hop in our Ford Transport, which I guess this sort of ties in with what I was just saying a second ago about FPS. I mean, that's a pretty good-looking truck. Although I suspect, honestly, well, let me hop in here. That looks a little, you know what I'm saying? Like the lighting and the surface, the texture. Heh. Right, so this is my observation, I guess. That, turn that on. We turn that on. That everybody wants 60 FPS. As much as possible. Whenever possible, you want 60 FPS. And you don't really need more than that. I know 120 is sort of like the next benchmark, but I don't know that we're going to go much above that because the human eye really can't spot very much above 120 FPS. So there's no reason to go like 240 or something. It's like the Retina screen on the iPhone? Well, it's either iPhone or Samsung. Maybe. No, that wouldn't make sense. It's either iPhone or Samsung. One of those two devices has something they call the Retina display or something. And basically, the pixels on the display are smaller than the human eye can see. Like, mathematically. Photons. Science. Whatever. It's as good as it needs to be. Like, it doesn't need to be any better than that because it's just wasting processor power and technology and whatever. It's fine. It's fine. So 120 FPS is the same way. So I don't know if we'll ever go over 120 FPS. 60 for me is a good number. I feel like, well, I'll tell you what. If I see a sim that is consistently hitting over 60 FPS, I'll go in and bump my settings up a little bit. I may throw a couple ultras in there because I figure I can't see much above, I personally can't see much above 60 anyway. So as long as I'm at 60 on the low side, I'm good to go, man. Happy as can be. Oh, big turn. And then 30 is the same on the low side, because I feel like 30, I mean, if you're at 60 and you take a hit, then you're at 50 and everything still looks good and it comes back to 60 and you're happy. If you're at 30 and you take a hit, you go down to 20, and that's when it starts looking a little bit choppy, a little bit slideshow. So coming through there just now, because we made some changes to anti-aliasing and various other things to get shadow play working again in Farm Sim, and I feel like we've picked up a few FPS, and I feel like that hotspot over by the farm, and that's, I'm not like, there's nothing wrong with the map. I'm not blaming anybody. I say that a lot, but it's I guess I just want to clarify that when I do say something, I'm not, like, if I say a hotspot on the map, there's nothing wrong with the map. It's just, that's just a hotspot for me. So this is our Zarian is cultivating and injecting slurry into field 17. So this will be done soon. And I feel like the few FPS that we picked up on the other side is kind of making a difference. Like, it's not pushing us below that threshold where it looks really choppy. I think that made sense. Yeah, like we've picked up enough FPS that even when we're in that hotspot, we can stay pretty smooth, you know? Smooth enough, nothing to complain about. So that's one thing. And then the other thing is this truck. I think our plow is caught on something. Well, that's okay, because we have to run across the center of the map to get back to the other side. We're bringing equipment over to this side of the map, by the way. So, concentrating as I get backed in here. Right. So, get this parked up. And I can also tell you, I am... got a bit of an experiment going on. So wow. Okay, so field 3 is like across from, not really across from, but it's like sort of south of the store. But then the farm, our main farm, is a little bit further up the track. So we are not, okay. Let's go right about here. Let's see if we can find, is there a gap in the hedgerow? Yes, there is. Okay. So we can run down between field 14 and field 18. There's like dang old track right through here. Okay, perfect. Wait a minute. Is this the shortcut that I've been searching for in vain? Oh. Maybe it is. What's this? Huh. Oh, there we go. Just a little storage barn. I don't think I've been over here before. Maybe I have. Okay. Close, I said. There you go. So, and then does it go the rest of the way through? Yeah, it does. Okay. And then this is field 11. Okay. Living and learning, folks. Living and learning. It's not the biggest shortcut in the world. It really just takes off field 14 and field 11, and if we're opening and closing gates, as we should, then maybe not much of a savings at all. Okay, but at least we know it's there. Now what we're looking for is another cutoff like that, but we're looking for it on the east side of the map. Like, if you can see field 25 and field 27, if there was a way to cut like straight down to field 31 and then head west toward the dairy farm, that would be a goal. Okay, so let's go tend to our little 3300. I say little, it's a monster tractor. Let's go tend to that thing, and we'll get that going, and then we're going to take the tanker over to the main farm. Although, No, you know what? We're not going to take it to the main farm. Let's take the tanker to the dairy farm because it's full of slurry. Well, not now. It's mostly full, but not completely full. Let's take that to the dairy. That's a good one. If we take it to the dairy map, if we take it to the dairy side of the map, if we take it to where the dairy farm is, that's where our slurry tap is, and that's where our slurry tank is going to be. But do we want to have stored slurry in a trailer, in a tanker, near our animals? But then the farm on the other side of the map is where we're going to have our grain stored. So you see what I'm saying? I don't know. Oh, you know where I could put it? Okay, here's a thought. I could put it in that barn out in the middle of nowhere that we just passed. And then it's not messing with anybody. Okay, something to think about. I think for now, just because we're trying to keep everything consistent, I think for now, let's take it back to the main farm. And we'll just get everything, try to get everything into one place. Monica, what's going on? I set this up for 2 headlands, and I guess it could have been 3. I guess we could have gone 3. Monica, easy, easy. Easy, we're going to get you sorted out. Right. So if we go here, and we go here, come on. There we go. If we go here and we go here. Now, is that far enough over? Yeah, that'll be it. Okay. So then we turn this off. Off, I said. Turn that off. Go back here. Nearest waypoint. That's what we want. We get it? Okay. And I'm going to need to clean up a little bit. I'll need to clean that up. And over where we first started, there's just a little bit, it's a little bit sloppy down there. So we'll come back and clean that up. Okay. I'm going to run back across this field. So let's take the tanker right now. And then we'll come back for, well, you know what? We don't need to move it all the way. We just need to take it, I think actually take it to this field. We've got a trailer full of seed. And we need to take it, yeah, we need to take it from field 8. In fact, we could do that right now. Let's do that first because I think it's closest. How are we doing on time? 20 minutes. I think this might work out just about right. Yeah. Okay. Okay, let's think about that. So we will get that parked up in here, our little tender trailer, and then we will, haul the tanker over and call it an episode. So, what was I don't even remember half the time. I sort of know what I'm talking about, but I sort of don't. Can we get in there this way? I think we can. No. Next one up. Yeah, right through here. This was, we were dropping down to 12 and 15 FPS, and now we're at 35. So I feel like the 10 FPS that we picked up is making all the difference. And the map is, well, not the map. I correct myself again. The sim is a little bit, with the anti-aliasing coming in differently, it looks a little different. I wouldn't say it looks bad, but it looks a little different. And I don't know, I don't know. I feel like we're at the mercy of NVIDIA sometimes with drivers. You know, they do things with drivers and it kind of messes with our games, and there's not much we can do about that. That's just, you know what I mean? They've got new drivers out. We can roll back. You can always roll back, but that doesn't always fix the problem. And I feel like it's not always the best solution, because you do want the new ones. Right. So we got this here. Lift that up. Drop that down. All right. Now I can also tell you, as part of an experiment, Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, you know what? Speaking of experiment. Are you seeing this? Oh, game. So, as part of an experiment, I'm not running with my flight stick today. And what has happened is, moment, concentrating. What has happened is, it's remapped what would normally be functions on the flight stick. It has remapped them because FarmSim has, I don't know what their input and controller support is about. I don't know why it's set up the way it is. I assume there's a reason for it, and that they didn't just do it randomly. I don't know. Maybe they did. But what it's done is it's taken all the assignments from my flight stick and it's just dumped them onto my gamepad and essentially duplicated them. So for now, when I squeeze my trigger, when I squeeze my throttle on the gamepad, it is seeing it as the previous front loader command on the flight stick. Yeah, and I can see a reason for that specifically, that it would have multiple functions for one key map, because depending on what like if you have a front loader on and you take it off and you put like a plow on or something, that you would have the same input via a flight stick or via a gamepad or whatever, would make one thing happen with the front loader and something else happen with the plow. I get that. But I don't know. I feel like you end up with the fact that you can have multiple functions for implements that are on at the same time. I don't know. I think I know what I'm trying to say, but I'm not saying it right. I feel like there should be a little bit more warning, or I don't know. I mean, there are some sims where if you try to map two functions to the same input, it'll straight up tell you like that key is already occupied, or it will tell you, the function has been removed from this tool, or I say tool like it. Farming simulator, we call them tools, but whatever. In another sim, it might say, X controls the HUD in a race sim. X controls the HUD, and you wanted to control the pit stop speed limiter. So when you assign it to the pit stop speed limiter, it says, oh, by the way, that's not controlling the HUD anymore, or whatever. Now this guy's slipping. Oh, tell you what, man, the life of a real fake farmer. It ain't easy. So we'll take the tanker over. And you know what? This is, I don't know. Maybe not the best episode, I have to say. I don't know how I feel about that. I guess I'm okay with it. Let me tell you about the YouTube. Where's he at? What are you doing over there? Oh, this is terrible. This is terrible. This is one of those ones that I just want to delete and start over. And I might do that. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I won't. Something that I've noticed about YouTube, and something that it kind of intrigues me. Like, whatever it is that you want to find on YouTube, you can find hundreds and hundreds of people doing it. So right now I'm watching somebody playing Red Dead Redemption 2. There's got to be, no joke, there's got to be like 200 people playing that game. Just that I can find, and then assume, more than that are sort of lost in the static. You know what I'm saying? Who's this? Neil. Nelly. So disappointed in you. Where are you even trying to go? Right. Okay, so let's get backed up here. where did you come from? So that's your last row. Came down there. Okay. So then we go back up here. Want to do another row? Yeah, we are. Okay. Here. Right about here. Okay. And then turn that off. Nearest waypoint. There you go. Okay. Right, so that is sorted out. Right. Oh yeah, you can find a ton of people on YouTube doing whatever it is that you want to do. So for me, you know, as I'm doing this, I'm like, well, why is anybody going to watch my channel? And as I'm watching other people's channels, what I'm realizing is you just watch what you want to watch. It's really what it comes down to. It's completely subjective. You like the people that you like. And so what I'm realizing is, or at least what I think I'm realizing is, people watch a channel as much for the YouTuber, for the creator, presenter, whatever you want to call it, as they do the content. So, you know what I mean? Like, there are people that can game anything, that can sim anything, and people will come in and watch. And that's just how it works out. Good on them. So get this going. I'm kind of tempted. You know what? Let's do both. Let's do both. So, brakes off. Let's carefully back this up. Carefully, I said. Carefully. Don't scrape the wall. Oh, that's close. Don't jackknife. Don't scrape the wall and don't jackknife. Oh, don't do either of those things. So, brakes on. Beacon's on since we're leaving it in the middle of the road. Open a gate. Back in here. So I guess what I'm saying is, I don't, you know, I guess I want to feel comfortable just letting the videos play out however they play out. Because, yeah, I think that's the best way to say it. Is it's like if people are enjoying what you do, and hopefully you are, if people are enjoying what you do, then it's less about. It's not going to really fit under there unless we go the other way. Yeah, we could do that. Lengthwise. You see what I'm getting at here, yeah? Yeah, let's try it that way. Okay. Back up, I said. Back up, I said. So as I'm still trying to figure out like how I want this all to look when it's done, not this video, but the whole channel. As I'm still trying to figure out what I want it to look like when it's done, you got to understand that some episodes are going to be a little experimental. And when I think about something like this, where really nothing's gone wrong, but nothing's really gone right either. It's been kind of a mixed bag. So I feel good about this. And actually, what I might do is, now we are going to take our truck, and I'm going to get these beacons turned off in a second. Just need to make my turn. And now nope, it was stuck, now it's unstuck. The big Zarian was stuck for a second, but it's rolling again. Anyway, you get what I'm saying. It's been kind of a different episode, but that's okay because I'm still. I mean, I've seen a couple videos that have sort of spiked up in views, but until I really start to get a feel for like what works, I'm just going to be kind of trying everything. All right, so we'll set this brake, and I think we might do one more thing because nothing is done yet. Our big Zarian is still cultivating, and our 900 is still seeding. So I think maybe there's one more thing I can do. Concentrating, believe it or not, concentrating. And I am going to need to, I don't want to forget about that front loader that I left in, what, field 7, field 8? I don't want to completely forget about that. Although, I will, of course. So, this goes in here. And the reason, if you were curious, the reason why we are operating without a flight stick is I'm trying to see how small my rig can be. We want this disconnected. Okay. You know, my rig, when everything is plugged in, when everything is hooked up, it's big. It will fill like a big desk. 2 laptops, monitor, multiple keyboards, you know that. You know the rundown. Flight stick. But when it's completely pulled apart, like when it's like absolutely minimal, I'm trying to figure out what do I need, and I see you know, obviously the gaming laptop and a gamepad controller and a headset, and it's like, what else? What else do I absolutely need? And so I've been sort of playing around with the idea that do I need a flight stick? Do I need a mouse? And various things. So I'm not. I'm curious how things work out with FS19, and what if because I brought the flight stick in, I don't know, a year into FS17, maybe a little bit less. And I brought it in specifically for front loader control. But before then, you know, I was getting by just using like macro commands. We'll have a seed there. Okay. Just using macro commands like you do. And I think, yeah, I'm going to get this parked up, and then it looks like we got some work to do off camera. The saddle track is done. And we're going to put this thing inside. Yeah, we could. We could put this inside. And then we'll put the slurry injector in here also. Yeah, that all works out. I mean, it looks like maybe it's more crop storage, but whatever. We improvise here on the farm. And I do like it. I do like it, but I feel like, I mean, I think it would make more sense if I was on a wheel and pedals, but I haven't gone wheel and pedals specifically because, wrong key combo. I haven't gone wheel and pedals specifically because I don't want to be stuck with having to set up my wheel every time I farm. Like, I can farm like in an airport, you know. If I'm waiting for a plane, I can throw on my headset, grab my gamepad, and I can farm a little bit. Pull that out. And I keep hitting the wrong combo all of a sudden. So I can't do that if I have to set my wheel up. And I think that's where a flight stick makes the most sense. I mean, I still use it with my gamepad, but whatever, you get what I'm saying. So I sort of decided to experiment with an absolutely minimal rig, and that's why the flight stick is gone. And we're close enough to FS19. Again, I have to say that, I mean, I'm not looking to, like, I don't want everything to totally turn to crap, but if the game is problematic, if FS17 is problematic for the next couple weeks, it's only a couple weeks. If it had just been released, all these problems would need to be solved. But this close to FS19, it's like we've got a whole new load of problems to solve when the new sim comes in. And you know, I say that, but I don't know. Maybe they'll nail it. I think most sims patch up, you know, I don't know, 3-4 weeks after they get released, a month after they get released. Some of them sooner. Some of them I've seen it's been the same day because something was just really screwed up straight out of the gate. How did you not catch that in testing, sort of thing? But whatever, not a big deal. So do that. Let's go grab our cultivator and we'll call it a day. So yeah, anyway, that's what's going on. But controller support with this sim has always been so frustrating that it's like one more. Who cares? Who cares? This guy, right by the gate. Love it when it works out like that. Hop in here, turn that off. Right. Lift that. Fold it. And you know what? I suppose this can go right up by that little shed, I guess, better name for it. That little shed up in the middle of nowhere. There you go. I don't know, man. I'm feeling like, I mean, we're definitely smoother on graphics since everything got all wonky, but I don't know if we look better. I just know we look smoother. You know, like look at the articulation on that bounce on the cultivator. Like that's what 60 FPS looks like. That would look a lot jerkier at 30 FPS. Okay. And we are 60 out here. There's, I call them hotspots. I don't know if that's the word we want to use, but when you get into those hotspots, we drop down. But for the most part, we're at 60 FPS. Right. So that's that. Pull forward a little bit. Oh yeah, there's that. Because there's a tool axis on that slurry tank. It's got an arm on the front. What is that? What does that do? Okay. So, and now suddenly reverse is mapped to, what the hell? Now reverse is mapped to my zoom function. Oh, game. Where's our door at? Come on. There we go. Go back in here. Breaks off. Yeah, so it's you get what I'm saying. We're close enough to the end that I'm not going to get upset about anything with this game now. I want to keep playing these Lancyboi maps. I'm really enjoying both of them, Thornwood and Maplewood. I'm really enjoying Herman's Eck too. That's going super, super well. But at the same time, like, if I were to stop playing all these maps and just wait for FS19, would not be the end of the world. I think I've certainly gotten my money's worth out of this game over the past couple years in terms of like time on the sim or hours played or however you want to measure it. Put this guy right in here, and we'll call it. Back it up. Back it up, I said. This is a really deep shed. Okay. Put that back in there. Right there. Shut that off. There you go. Oh, we're stuck. There you go, folks. Thanks for stopping back to check out the Portable Gamer. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Farming Simulator 2017 from Thornbrook Farm. And we'll see you next time. Take care now.